Yo, yo, what's good? What's good? It's Stormybman, and I am back. Welcoming you to the Friday night chop session with Stormybman for this Friday, November 11th, 2022. And this is number 176 in the series of chop sessions. We're calling this one Champs on Deck. Welcome everybody that's out there. Appreciate you tuning in on this Friday. It's a chilly Friday here in the Chi, and we're ready for another week's end of boxing news and subjects to chop it up about in the sport of boxing. Yeah. Hope everybody's doing good out there. It's been a long week, man. A lot of things going down. Boy. But I hope everybody's holding fast. We got some fights on deck for this weekend as well. Not a lot of the name guys, but guys who are coming up. A few of the old guards are going to participate in a so-called exhibition. And then we got the ladies stepping out again for some competitive matches. So there's something in the bag for everyone. Yeah. As one of my old colleagues used to like to say, he said, something in the bag for everyone. So, see who we got out there. Got a few brothers out there. Early on, we had Dr. Mark out there, Flawless Mentality, saying salute to the God Sensei, the Stormybman, my brother from another mother, fam, and the gods and beautiful goddesses of the Friday night chop session family. What's good with you? King Corleone in the building saying salute. Storm, Dodge J back with us saying salute. Curtis Price saying right on, 1,000. Amen. 88 Sports Talk in the building saying Stormy B man, salute family, 100. Yes, sir. Good to see all of you out there this evening. Thank you again for stopping in. There's been a whirlwind of conversation in the sport this week where a lot was talked about the WBC having their, I call it a tay-to-tay, but convention or whatever, when they decided to start ordering all of these fights, matchups, potential fights. But we know once these sanctioning bodies start ordering something, those are typically the ones that just do not happen, huh? So it's more the same from the WBC, who seem to unload at the end of this year, this being the fourth quarter of the year, that they thought that they would just come out and tell us what they want. Some of the fighters feel like they don't mind. Hey, let's do it. But a lot of those fighters are like, yeah, right. So they're not going to be looking to cooperate. You know what I mean? I was listening to the brother BFTB, shout out to BFTB, a little earlier, and boy, he was cooking up some good stuff over there, talking about Crawford, his camp, and those venomous words that he had recently in his social media, talking about the YouTubers and how they're wrecking boxing. No, Mr. Crawford, the YouTubers are not wrecking boxing, but you guys at the top of the sport who refuse to face stiff opposition, challenging yourselves, entertaining the fans, and increasing your bank account. You guys are the ones, not us, huh? So let me just say it in my way, you know. And I left a few comedic comments in BFTB's chat over there because I enjoyed what he was talking about and how he was articulating his thoughts on everything. See, sometimes the reaction that you get from some of these fighters out there when they don't enjoy you kissing up to them and buttering them up, their next plan of action is to attack you, or your credibility. But we have to say that we've been more credible out here. We YouTubers, we've been more credible than old media has, hands down. And even some of the old media who has moved to become YouTubers themselves are still left in the dust by the creativity, the availability and accessibility that we have put a stamp on, covering the sport 24/7. And a lot of times we bring the truth. We hold the truth to the litmus test. We hold the fighters to the same. Whereas we don't butter them up. We don't powder and pamper them. We get straight to the source, because at the end of the day, we're interested in the matches and potential matchups. There are some who may seek interest in what the financial means may be regarding a fight and so forth. But for the most part, we don't pocket watch at all, Though there are those out here who do. And rather than hold a fighter to task by asking the tougher questions, they may be more accommodating to the fighters to make them feel more relaxed and secure. Fluff questions, not the hard ones. Why haven't you fought so-and-so? Who is going to be your toughest opponent? Why do you not stick in a weight class and become a dominant figure there? Are you concerned about the talent that's coming along? Or are you anxious because of someone up above that's moving away? Things like that. Hold these guys accountable, man. We're not seeing enough of that. And old media, sure as hell, is not doing it. So we will. And when we have brothers like BFTB, Blue Blood Sports TV, that hold those receipts, man, they hold them. Some of these figures, promoters, managers, fighters, they'll tell you something today and think that next week you'll forget. But our brothers file everything in the bank. The bank receipts produce the truth. And you gotta love that. And with nowadays, with the technology we have, cell phones on the spot, video and audio that can be uploaded and processed within minutes. These people can tell you one lie and then go around the corner and tell someone a different one. And not knowing that you've already put the information out there, what they said. I never asked for proof of funds. We need to see proof of funds. Have we heard that before? For an example. Salute to my man, Watcher, out there. I see you out there, Watcher. Glad to see you in there this evening. William Old School is in the building. What's good with you, William? Yeah. They make it difficult, man. And some of those old media types that have become YouTubers, they may pack some numbers because of the media credentials they had. Excuse me. because of the media credentials they may have had and the accessibility that they have with certain fighters. But some of the brothers and sisters out here in the community that have content and access to fighters, promoters, trainers as well, they still give you a better run toward what's really going down because they're sincere in their efforts. You can see that on a day in and a day out basis. All you got to do is just tune in to the family and see what they're doing, what they produce. And it's very consistent. Very consistent. Going into a little bit of the boxing news for the week. I'm not going to necessarily revisit what the WBC was on about. It's not even necessary. But, you know, we've had a number of the brothers and sisters out here talking about that already. Listen, man, enough is enough with that. We'll believe the fights when they're signed and the fighters are on their way to the ring. There's no sense in trying to promote for them. Remember, they got to do their jobs. One of the interesting stories from earlier today was from Boxing News 24, where Eddie Hearn was talking about Anthony Joshua not being interested in shit fights. These are his words, not mine. He says Dillian White is a front runner. Well, if he's not interested in shit fights, and Dillian White is the front runner, isn't that the biggest bowl of shit that you could hear? It's like, you see what I'm saying about talking to these guys? Dillian White, the last time we saw him, wait a minute, let me set the table for you guys. Huh? Because I don't want there to be any misconception here. Huh? The last time we saw Dillian White, he was being annihilated with a brutal uppercut and old man shoved down the stairs by Tyson Fury. Am I not mistaken? Can you take a look at your screens for a moment as I've put it up there for you guys? Huh? So, if he ain't interested in shit fights, why does he want to take on a guy just barely getting off his back, huh, for the next bout? Somebody help me, man. Come on, guys, you ain't talking to me, huh? He's not interested in shit fights, Hearn says. But in his last fight, he was obliterated. Huh? Y'all like to use these big words, so Stormy will just chime in and use a few himself, huh? Obliteration that Dillian White faced, huh? In his last match against Tyson Fury. Man. They still scraping the dude off of the canvas. His DNA is all embedded in that stuff. They have to buy a new canvas top. They can't even use that one because there's a dark shadow, almost like a chalk outline. You know how the police, when there was a body on the concrete, they'd draw a chalk line around the body. Look at this dude, man. But Joshua can't wait to get at him. No more shit fights for me. I gotta have them. You can't make it up, man. You can't make it up. TS Boxing, I see you out there, bro. What's good with you? Flawless says, facts, King. Watcher says, Dillian is so bad that I can smell it. I know, man. It smells like a pot of boiling onions right under somebody's armpits. That's what it smelled like, huh? Dillian White's performance. That's why Tyson shoved him off after he hit him with that uppercut. He shoved him away. He was like, get that pot of onions away from me. I'm telling you, man. Listen and watch it. He says, what now? He says, according to Dillian, he tore his Achilles from the push. That's why he's fighting this November. Listen. Anybody that could see the dude went down, his legs was too stiff for the Achilles to tear. Man, who they think they be fooling, bro? Say so, the gent says he's not interested in possibly losing 3 in a row. Shower Olives out there is laughing. What's good with you, Shower? Man, you can't make this stuff up, I'm telling you. I just got this funny text from 78. Man, but let's get back to Dillian here. So he tore his Achilles from this here, right? Are you serious? No. No way. You can believe that if you want to. So, Hearn goes on to say, Dillian Whyte is Joshua's front runner for his fight in March, which is some boxing fans would categorize as a shit fight. And then some. So I wasn't off when I said what I said, because I have not read this article yet. I'm reading it live on the air. This is so hilarious, man. Whyte, with his 2-2 record in his last 4 fights, has been stopped twice. If Hearn isn't calling Whyte a shit fight for Joshua, you'd hate to see what he does consider one. Woo! They talking kind of spicy, huh? Maybe it's because of Hearn and the, Conor Ben situation that they feel so lit to talk like this. The 34-year-old Whyte is arguably Chisora 2.0 at this stage of his career, but with a more fragile chin, with not much to offer other than him being a recognizable name for British boxing fans. Yes. Hearn says that Joshua wouldn't fight in December because of Christmas. He wants to be under the mistletoe. He's also looking for a new coach, and whenever he selects to replace the outgoing Robert Garcia, is going to need time to make improvements to his game. Listen, man, the next coach don't have a lifetime like that. He got a life of his own. So who the hell want to sign up for a lifetime of trying to teach Anthony Joshua how to get a victory, huh? Because he done signed a lifelong blood pact with Matchroom, hasn't he? And he's lost 2 in a row, hasn't he? So it's kind of looking kind of iffy, isn't it? Now the article goes on to state this. Get this, people. You're going to laugh when you hear this. The article goes on to state good options for Joshua as far as opponents. Philippe Hrgovic, Joe Joyce, Frank Sanchez, Backdoor Jalalov, Deontay Wilder, and Andy Ruiz Jr. Now, you guys just listen to those names for a moment. Now, prior to Joshua losing to Andy Ruiz back in, 2020, 2019, whenever it was, I don't have the dates in front of me. He was avoiding all types of opponents like these names I just read off on the list that they made. Philippe Hrgovic? No way. Frank Sanchez? Absolutely not. Backdoor Jalalov? I don't know who that is. Deontay Wilder? We know who that is. And Andy Ruiz Jr., who already had at him and wants him again. Huh? Because he feels like in better condition and shape, he can go out there and whoop Joshua again, if not stop him. Huh? But watch the play of Ed Hearn, because those names are nice, right? Oh, we put those names out there, but watch Joshua end up in the ring against someone like Dillian Whyte. And if you're wondering about Derek Chisora, that's not going to happen, because Derek Chisora has already professed behind the scenes that Anthony Joshua is a good friend of his, and he has no interest in fighting his friend Joshua. Yeah. Yeah, you heard it. Hearn goes on to say he wants to come back. He wants to come back quickly. When you miss an opportunity like Fury, then your mojo goes a little bit, said Eddie Hearn to IFL TV about Joshua's next fight. Then you get to November and you're like, I'm probably not going to fight in December. Then it's like, I've got Christmas and I'm not going to fight in January. February is there and you're probably not going to fight until March, and that's where we're at. Listen, man, He should have been back in the ring already, huh? But because they're not managing this young man's career properly, it's the reason why he's 0-2 in his last 2 fights and without titles. It's as simple as that. The lack of activity, the lack of development, the lack of learning and overcoming and persevering, becoming a better fighter overall, well-rounded. None of that can be applied to AJ at this time. Not one iota. But this is what they're selling you. You see how he just made the excuses as the months roll by? They didn't want to fight Fury in December. So he says he got Christmas in December, and then he doesn't want to fight in January. But you got February, but he don't want to fight then, so then you have March. Really? March is how many months away from now, people? That's 4 months away. 4.5. You see the lack of activity and the lack of development, and he's fired Robert Garcia already. So he doesn't even have a trainer right now. So he's actually operating at a deficit even greater. With the Garcia fight that he just had with Usyk, he could take that coach and trainer and work on what didn't work well, what did work well, and build from that. Why is he getting rid of the man? You went through all that hassle to bring Robert Garcia in. And Garcia is obviously having success, so it can't be him. It's got to be Joshua, right? And you think about it, Garcia's got a young man over there in Bam Rodriguez that's setting the boxing world ablaze at the lower weights. And let's not forget, at the end of the bout with Usyk in the rematch, he took the belts and threw them outside the ring and everything. Grabbed the microphone and started rapping on the mic and everything. He asked Usyk, how did you beat me? Why did you beat me? I'm bigger. You're not strong. I'm stronger than you. He sounded like a guy having a breakdown. Dude, it's ridiculous. But check this out. I'm going to go on. But I want to acknowledge a couple more people out here. We got Showers out there. Diana has come into the building. Salute to you, Diana. Watcher says, then they turn around and blame it on activity. Yep. Shower says he needs some mental rehab anyway. Just go away. There you go, Shower. Absolute profound assessment of things. This is ridiculous, man. '88 says the Zone always have 10 prelim bum fights before the main event. I know, man. Those DAZN cars be like 16 hours, man. It's like, you hear KQ calling one of those DAZN cars, man. He be on for 8 hours. And that he don't even always do the before the bell part, because the before the bell, that's even more fights, like 3 hours more right there. So it's ridiculous, man. Yeah, Diana says, Stormy, he's the kind that will shoot up the whole room. No cap. Yeah, absolutely. Diana, absolutely. That dude is gone, man. And whomever is going to... Now, I heard that Roy Jones is being courted to be his new coach. That's going to be an absolute disaster if that happens. If it's Roy Jones, you can kiss the baby, as one of my colleagues I used to work with say. You can kiss the baby. Man, I can't even get through this article because it's laughable. But Hearn goes on to say he's staying out in the Middle East. He's having a holiday. Then he's going to go back into camp. So the plan for us is the middle end of March, really. Then you get comments. Why is he going to the end of March? Just because he wanted to have a couple of more weeks of holiday? Really? He's still focused. He's still hungry. We talked about fights. Andy Ruiz was there. Obviously, Deontay Wilder is a fight for him. People talk about Otto Wallin. There are a lot of good fights out there for Anthony, but he's not really interested in having a shit fight, in all honesty. Man, this guy, you know, Don King had the gift of gab. But Ed Hearn has the curse of cursed language. Everything he says is blasphemous, man. The guy is just ridiculous. Ridiculous. T. Berry, I see you out there. T. Berry says, peace, Stormy B, man. Tonight, Black Adam, and tomorrow, Black Panther. Oh, it's going to be a blacked out weekend for you, bro. Enjoy, man. Enjoy. I released a video earlier today about the Black Panther film. Yeah, and we're going to do a review of it, Drew Titan and I, when we do Nerds on Culture. So, yeah, enjoy the movie, man. Enjoy. Both of them. I think that they're good comic book films to have a great time and some popcorn, when you go check them out. Yeah. The article goes on to state by Hearn, quote, not just because he doesn't want to have an easy fight, he doesn't think any of them are easy. He doesn't think that any of them are easy. You've got Dillian White against Franklin coming up, but the winner of that fight is probably the front runner to face AJ in March, but anything can happen. Otto Wallin is a dangerous fight. You saw it against Tyson Fury. It might be an easier fight than someone else. You've got Hrgovic, Zhang, all these people. They're all dangerous, dangerous fights. I think AJ looks at them and goes, I think it's more dangerous to have a perceived easy fight. I'd rather fight Wilder, White, or whoever, said Hearn. Listen, man. These two guys have done exactly what I said a couple of years ago was going to happen. Remember, when AJ got a hold of the first world title, I believe it was the IBF against Prince Charles Martin. Then he had that unification fight where the WBA threw a belt in and he fought Vladimir Klitschko. After that, the activity that he once had began to slow down. Instead of building him as a champ, they actually pumped the brakes. And people were saying, well, when is he going to fight this guy? When is he going to fight that guy? And Hearn was going out of his mind saying, hold on now. He just got the titles. You know, he's still young. He's got the... And we were like, Hey, we don't care that he's young. If he wasn't prepared to be a champion, you shouldn't have fought for the title. You should have continued to build your brand and then go in for a title fight where you can have fights to defend the titles. You can't just grab the belts and sit on them. And if you notice, when he became that champ, that's exactly what Hearn had him doing. He was sitting on those belts. Now, he may have held those titles for several years, but look at how many fights he had within those years. 3, 4, over a 3.5 year period that he was a champion. And the reason why he didn't have more activity is because he's a very flawed fighter. And he's the type of fighter that on any given night, another guy can come in and beat him. Hearn couldn't pay off all the refs, all the judges, all the other venues where they're going to hold fights. He can't save Joshua that way. He'll be pissing money when he's really trying to rake the money in. Do you really think that they thought that Andy Ruiz Jr. would upset Anthony Joshua? No, they didn't think that that would happen. Those who watch boxing knew it could possibly happen. But Ed Hearn, see, he didn't know the American fighter like that. He saw a chubby checker, huh? And when he saw that chubby checker, you know, looking quite like the chubby checkers over there in the UK, you know. Huh? And it wasn't the same. William says AJ went from being on top of the world to looking for opponents that he hopes he can beat. Absolutely, William. Shower says Black Adam was lit. Almost got me on board. Hey, that's all right. Shower, hey, Black Adam was all right with me. I enjoyed it, you know. Diana says, in all seriousness, AJ would do well with foundational work. He should do that. Boxing ain't it. At least at this level, it's not. He's done. The Jab Jamboree is in the building. What's good with you, Ack Reacher? He says it's Stormybman salute. Salute to you. T. Berry says Chi-Town up in here. Yes, sir. Shawa says, facts, Diana. He makes a better model. Maybe a better mannequin, huh? Because even a model can move, huh? But AJ is so stiff like a board, huh? Did y'all see that clip of him trying to line dance? Man, come on. That's when you knew that Usyk, you know, was 100% gonna win. If you saw AJ trying to do the line dance, man, when you saw that, heavy money came in on Usyk. Yeah. This dude, man. Dude, the dude got up. I don't have the clip. I wish I did. I think Drew Titan got it. But if I had the clip, when the guy was moving left to right, he was stumbling over people and stuff and stepping on their feet and everything. They was like, man, why don't you go sit your butt down somewhere? He wasn't doing the electric slide. Everybody else was doing the electric slide. That fool was doing the robot. Everybody else was doing the electric slide. AJ was up there doing the robot. He was like, breaking. Y'all, man, listen. Salute to KQKC Boxing Network out there. I see you, brother. He says, what it do, Stormy B? Good brother. Yes, sir. What's going on, KQ? Diana says he was strong enough to just be himself. Shower and Diana, they all cracking up. Man. Y'all know, and you know what? I ain't trying to crack on the dude. He doing it to himself. He does all of these things, and we witness it because, like, this is social media now, right? You can put everything out there, and people see stuff, and it's like, okay, but who the hell recorded him doing the line dance, man? Because that was like, you know what? He should have. You remember when he left the ring from the Usyk fight, and he walked past that one man, that older dude, that was like, way to be professional or whatever. And he said, what the hell you saying? He started acting like he gonna go after the man. That man was like 60 years old. And AJ want to go after him. I'm like, dude, they need to put him in one of them white jackets with the sleeves that go around the back. Huh? Yeah. You guys out there cracking up. I'm cracking up too, because it's like, when you think about it, it's like, man, this guy, we're not talking about, wow, the great fights he's been in. We're talking about this stuff. Crap. And Hearn got the nerve to say he doesn't want any shit fights. Dude, that's all he's been in. And he's lost a few of them. How you gonna be in shit fights and still lose some of them too? Come on, man. Maybe the fighters that you fighting ain't shit. Maybe you're the shit, huh? Damn. Listen, there's another article where he says, this is from November 9th from Boxing News 24. He says, Joshua admits it's painful not being a champion. Oh, we got to read this one, y'all. We got to read this one real quick. And then I'll move on from this guy, okay? It says, prior to the official broadcast of the DAZN boxing card that featured WBA light heavyweight champion Dimitri Bivol versus Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez, former unified WBA, WBO, IBF heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua admitted he still feels pain because he's not a champion. Oh. Back in April 2016, Joshua came into a title bout in the position of challenger as he faced IBF heavyweight champion Charles Martin. Okay, I said it was 2015, so it's 2016. At the midway point of the second round, Joshua landed a right cross that sent Martin down to the canvas. Martin was able to get up, but seconds later, Joshua used the same punch to knock him down for a second time, and that was that. Martin was sitting on his rear until the count of 8. He proceeded to rise to his feet, but despite the fact that Martin beat the count, the referee decided to put a halt to the contest. After capturing the IBF title, Joshua defeated Vladimir Klitschko to win the vacant WBA belt, and a year later, he collected the WBO strap by scoring a unanimous decision victory over Joseph Parker. So basically, one fight a year, huh? One fight a year after fighting 3 or 4 times a year before challenging for the title against Martin. It says Joshua had one successful defense of his unified title. Then he suffered a shocking TKO loss to Andy Ruiz Jr. The former champion immediately activated his rematch clause, and 6 months later, still a long time, right? He avenged his loss and regained his titles by way of a unanimous decision. Anthony Joshua will lose his unified title for a second time in September of 2021 to Alexander Usyk, and once again, Joshua activated his rematch clause. Despite the fact that he fought a better fight, Joshua came up short in his bid to regain his titles as he lost the rematch by way of split decision. After failing to recapture his heavyweight crown, Anthony Joshua is experiencing life as a heavyweight contender. Oh. He plans on making his return to the ring in 2023 or maybe 2024, even possibly 2025. But as of now, Joshua doesn't like the feeling of not being the owner of championship gold. Oh. Quote, "I'm not a champion and it's hurting a lot. I'm in the gym, rebuilding and restructuring everything I want to do inside and outside of the ring. There's a lot going on outside the ring in my life, which makes my ring life complicated. So I just need to simplify a lot of stuff outside the ring, and then I can put my full attention in the ring. And once I get that done, next year I will be ready." Bull crap. Anthony Joshua's personal goal is to become a 3-time world heavyweight champion. Styles makes fights, and the way the world heavyweight championship landscape is currently set up, Joshua would be the underdog against both champions, but his best path to a possible third reign as the heavyweight title holder may be for him to go down the lane that leads to Tyson Fury. If the 33-year-old Anthony Joshua could somehow earn the opportunity to fight for and win a heavyweight title for the third time, he will join an elite group. The only 3-time heavyweight champions in the history of boxing are Muhammad Ali, Evander Holyfield, Lennox Lewis, Michael Moore, and Vitaly Klitschko. Wow. Wow. Dank Father says they forgot the tantrum he threw in the ring after getting his ass whooped. Yes, sir. They forgot all about that one. They forgot all about it. Dr. Mark says AJ is a heavyweight hype job and needs a padded room and medication as a roommate with like Bud. Oh my goodness, man. Can you picture those two dudes sitting up together? Bud is too busy hanging out with Tyson Fury and drug kingpins and stuff like that. Cartels. So, you know, AJ is a wannabe and Bud is being. AJ is like, the Jeff Ports and the Larry Hoovers. Remember, that's what he aspired toward. Those were his heroes, huh? But he still took those L's, huh? Crazy, man. Crazy. Let's get the hell off of AJ though, man, because I ain't trying to bring the show into the sewer, huh? Oh my goodness, man. My goodness. Well, guys, there's some good fights on this weekend. And that's kind of like one of the things I wanted to talk about a little bit this evening too, because we've got some guys that are gonna be linking up in the ring that really should not be linking up in the ring, but it's gonna happen anyway. So just like You know, y'all don't want to see your favorite dog hit by a car or something like that. Well, Ricky Hatton is going to be taking on Marco Antonio Barrera. Yeah, you heard it right. In an exhibition fight this weekend, man. Can you believe it? Ricky Hatton is going to be facing Marco Antonio Barrera. Now, this fight is supposed to be an exhibition, but I'm going to tell you something. You hit Barrera too hard, he going for it. Ricky Hatton can forget all about it, man. And this is going to be contested. Get this, y'all. Yeah, Diana. Yeah, you heard right. Listen, that's why I picked this stuff to talk about, because you guys got to know what's happening in the sport of boxing. I'm going to break it down for you. But this fight is going to take place at super middleweight. Super middleweight, y'all. Super middleweight. Do y'all realize where Barrera fought at? Huh? Barrera fought at junior featherweight and super featherweight, bro. So they're going to be fighting at super middleweight. Now, I haven't seen Marco Antonio Barrera lately. I haven't even seen him. But the fight is tomorrow, so they should have had the weigh-in today. I didn't look for it on the internet. I just looked to talk about this because we need to laugh a little bit on the Stormybman channel. Y'all know I got a hearty laugh. My laugh is infectious. It make you guys laugh. But I'm going to tell you something. When you see Marco Balunio Barrera get his flabby butt in the ring, it's gonna be all she wrote. And Ricky Hatton, you know, they used to call him Ricky Fatten, huh? So he coming in at super middleweight, which is probably what he love anyway, because he get to have that extra lager, huh? And some extra, what do they call it? Fish and chips. Well, anyway, Hatton has a record of 45-3. Barrera has a record of 67-7. Okay? Now, Hatton is 44. Barrera is 48. Hatton is 5'7" to Barrera's 5'6". Hatton has a 65-inch reach. Barrera has a 70.1-inch reach. Now, why are these guys fighting? It doesn't make sense, man. Diana says, Stormy, you got me in tears. These guys got me in tears. But this is what I wanted to say about this, y'all. The only reason why fights like this happen is because the guys that are supposedly the best of the sport of today are not fighting each other. They have left all kinds of basement windows and back doors and screens and rooftops open for flies, rats, mice, rodents, and everything to sneak in, huh? And steal a meal, huh? That's what you're seeing. This is what you're witnessing. And we talking about it all the time, right? They want to get on Blue Blood, huh? Shout out to my brother Blue Blood, huh? He's actually getting involved in the promotional aspect of fighting because he wants to make a difference in here. And you have to have incentive. You have to have ambition, all right? And you have to have a starting point. But I'm telling you, There is no reason that a fight like this should be taking place. You didn't see this 20 years ago. If you saw an aging old fighter fighting in the ring against anyone well past his career, stopping point or whatever, it was usually because he really needed a buck. Huh? These guys ain't starving, but they can steal some of that spotlight and some of that shine because guess what? Other people aren't fighting. Do you think that this fight would be taking place if Bud Crawford and Earl Spence were fighting this fall? No, because people would save their money up to go see the real fighters. And these guys would be sitting their asses ringside too. But because the proper fighters aren't fighting, there's so much money around that these greedy bastards don't realize that they leaving crumbs for other people. And you heard me say it right. These rats, rodents, squirrels, raccoons, all of them creeping in to steal crumbs off the plate. But you got people like Bud Crawford want to talk about us YouTubers, huh? That we janking up the sport. Really? You ain't did nothing but jank up the sport since you start opening your mouth. I told people years ago, they were saying, Bud needs to talk more. Bud needs to promote himself more, whatever. Because Bob Arum accused Bud of not promoting himself or not wanting to lift a finger to do anything or whatever. He was in a good place when he was that person. Ever since this man been opening his mouth to talk, y'all been wishing that he would shut his trap. Not me though. I laugh. Because I recognize what was going to happen. You're getting a heavy dose of it, huh? But don't you wish that you never wished? Huh? Yeah. Never too old for your wants to hurt you, huh? Because these people, Bud should talk. He should talk. Now they're, he's lying. He should shut up and this and that. You can't have it both ways, man. Can't have it both ways. I've said this how many times? There's a reason that your mouth and your anus are as far away from one another as they are. Huh? But the worst part is, with some individuals, you can't tell which end the filth comes out of because they both foul. Huh? Yeah. You ever smell somebody's breath and you say, man, his breath smell like. You ever walk past somebody who ain't washed their butt and you say, man, you smell like you ain't washed your butt. Yeah. Hey, William, you're exactly right, man. I can sit here and crack some jokes about the guys being old and everything, but man, it's going to take just one individual to end up tragically, huh? And I haven't even heard about what's going on with Ados Yerbo from last week against David Morrell. Have anyone heard any updates on him? Because I haven't had a chance to research and look into that. But I'm hoping that they've stabilized his condition and he's coming around. I haven't heard that he expired or anything, so hopefully he's still hanging on. But yeah, Diana, when I stop supporting him, that should let you know. Because remember, he's changed as far as once he started talking and everything. But there was a time when he was just fighting, and that's fine with me. But when certain individuals start opening up their mouth, they don't need cameras and microphones in front of them. That's like Mike Tyson. I would have, and remember, his career happened before social media. Could you imagine him today? But the press wanted a piece of him at every waking turn because he was a walking reality show before reality shows became popular. But I didn't want to see that man doing all this. I just wanted to see him fight. It's just like guys today, rather than talk about the X's and O's of the fights, they rather talk about who making what kind of money and who's the A side and the B side and all of this foolishness. Just get your asses in the ring, bro. Your efforts will determine who's A side and B side and whatnot. But yeah, these men should not be facing each other. They really should not. I'm actually trying to look for some information here. Oh boy. Okay, an undercard fight that's going to take place on that Hatton and Barrera is a match that a lot of people may be interested in, a lot of people may not. But I'm interested because I've been invested in checking out the ladies, right? Marie-Eve Decaire is going to be taking on Natasha Jonas for the women's IBF, WBC, and WBO unified titles. These two women are going to get it on. And that's another quality fight because you're pitting two champions against one another. And Jonas is 12-2 with one draw. And Decare is 17-1. Okay. And Jonas has 8 KOs. Jonas is 38. She's 5'8". And Decare is 36. And they haven't listed her height. But this is a good fight between two women who box. Jonas is more of a boxer. She doesn't have a great deal of punching power. But she's done some good things in her career. She's been stopped once. And she's on Clarissa Shields' hit list because she was talking crap about Clarissa. So I don't know. Clarissa may be wanting to drop down to junior middleweight. You know. And have Jonas meet her at super junior middleweight. I'm going to tell you something. Some of these women fighters that are the names, like in this fight, you can consider Jonas the name. She's more popular with the UK backing. But Marie-Eve Decare, she's a good boxer, man. And it's like she will be able to do some things in there. I really believe that. And, you know, I've been talking about the lady fighters, man. It's like they're performing at a higher level of competitiveness than the men are at this particular time. And they continue to shine. Yeah, Watcher. She would get lit up by Clarissa. All of them would get lit up by Clarissa. Clarissa is on a different level right now. People can love her or loathe her, but I will tell you this. She is on top of her game right now. She really is. And I'll tell you something. She would be even more fierce if she weren't trying to focus a little bit on MMA. Because you know, that takes something away from the boxing, to be honest. If she was 1,000 focused on boxing, she's already head and shoulders above these others. She would be feet above them. Yeah? Salute to Devin Blocker out there. I see you. And Diana says, ooh, damn, she's done then. Yeah. Lord Sweat Reels out there saying, Stormybman, be more homie. What's good? What's good with you? Diana says, indeed, the lady is bad as hell. Total fire. Yeah, and I want nothing but the best for Clarissa, man. She has represented this sport. These women have enjoyed the success that they're having based on what Clarissa has been able to achieve. They need to recognize that. It's just like when Ali came into boxing. The purses for heavyweights exploded when Ali came on the scene. His gift for gab, his being able to be a person who advertise the fights and make you want to tune in and everything, regardless of who the opponent is and all of that. He just drummed up interest in the sport like never before. And boxing just rose up to another level. It takes Ken Norton to articulate that, because he speaks on that in several interviews. But I'll tell you something. Clarissa has done the same, which is why it's another reason why I'm so accepting of her being called the GOAT. Yeah, and she's still in her 20s, guys. Clarissa. These ladies that are fighting are in their 30s. Mid to late 30s. Clarissa haven't even hit 30 yet. She was just talking a few days ago about Tank Davis, who had a birthday. She's like, I can't believe Tank is older than me. Yeah. Yeah. William says it's going to be a long time before someone is able to take Clarissa down. She's the Serena Williams of professional boxing, man. She really is. She truly is. But there's another fight on the horizon. Now, that Hatton fight with Jonas on the undercard will be broadcast on Sky Sports. So any of you who get Sky Sports should be able to find that at some point tomorrow afternoon. But there's this other fight that is going to be worth the tune in. And that will be Jalen Love is coming back. Huh? And he's going to be taking on Sparky Spark. Now this fight will be 12 rounds at the super lightweight division. Yeah. Steve Spark is going to try to give Jalen Love, what's his name? Montana Love. Sorry, I'm saying JB, but he's gonna be trying. Steve is 12-2. And he has 11 KOs. Love is 18-0-1. And he has 9 KOs. Salute to Mr. Pac-Man 216. He says, Stormybman, I'm going to be at the fight on the floor. Hey, that's great, man. Make sure you capture some live footage of, let us know, the feel of the game. That's what's up, man. If you're gonna be there. Salute to Kwee out there. I see you out there, Kwee. Welcome to the show. What's happening? Dr. Mark says, fact, Stormy. She wouldn't do MMA if the money in boxing was what it should be for women boxers. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I just saw watchers. I'm not on StreamYard watching. Otherwise, I'm on my OBS. Otherwise, I would put that comment on the screen, man. Watcher says, oh no, Spark is terrible. He's a bartender here in Australia. Man, you can't make this shit up. You see? You see? It ain't me, y'all. It is not me. It's the way he say it, though. Oh, no. Spark is terrible. He's a bartender here in Australia. Hey, watch it. That means he got a whole new meaning to another round. I'm telling you, man. This shit is hilarious, bro. This shit is hilarious. Cause it's like, you know what? You can't make it out, man. You can't make it up. So Montana is a southpaw. And Spark is an orthodox fighter, so he probably gonna be catching them straight lefts and left overhand hooks and everything. Watcher says, and another, and another. Yeah, buddy. Let me. Man, you guys got me. You got me. Woo! Man, I had to let that one slide off there, man. That's crazy. JC is in the building. What's good with you, JC? William said, Stormy on the road tonight. Man, no, but it's like, can you Watcher knows the guy? He's seen him over there. He's like, he knows, man. So they done brought this dude out there just to, you know, be an opponent, bro. That's pretty much it. That's crazy. So Love he should be in a good place then. He should be in a really good place. There's a couple of fights on the undercard for that one. We got Puerto Rican Tapia taking on Matisse. We got Hitchens taking on Alamo from Puerto Rico. And then we got Ford taking on Lucas. Those are going to be some interesting fights. that Ford and Lucas fight could be interesting because Ford has been having some difficulties as of late. So I'm not sure if he's going to be, I don't know, maybe they're catching Lucas with some, inactivity or something like that. Because Raymond Ford, he hasn't been looking as solid as you would hope. His last few fights have been a little bit of hit and miss. They're campaigning at featherweight, so it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. See what happens. Eric R is in the building. I see you, Eric. What's good with you out there? They said that Ford is stepping into the ring with an undefeated record of 12 wins, 0 losses, 1 draw, and 6 of those coming by way of knockout. Zakaria Lucas is coming in with a record of 25 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, and 17 of those by knockout. They're saying that Lucas has an advantage in power over Ford. And they're the same age. Ford is a southpaw. Lucas is an orthodox fighter. Now this is the part that I wanted to see. They gave Ford's activity rate, but they didn't say about Lucas. I was trying to find that because he may have come off of a long layoff, and if he did, that doesn't serve him well. Richardson Hitchens is taking on Yomar Alamo. Now that fight will be super lightweights. Richardson is 14-0. Richardson Hitchens is 14-0, and Alamo is 21-1. Interesting. These young men got to fight, man. That's the thing. They got to fight. You got to put them in there against one another and see what can happen. G5 Gabe in the building. I see you, G5. What's good with you? Nah, Dr. Mark, it's a great show because you enjoying that Uncle Nearest. that make everything better. Even me, make me come off as better. Eric R says, I got loved by late stoppage. The guy he fights coming off a KO loss, and he's coming down in weight. Well, if you were here, Eric, a little while ago, Watcher already spilled the beans on Mr. Spark. Huh? He said Steve is a bartender over there in Australia. So there you go. Huh? Another! If y'all saw Thor, right? When they all drinking around, they say, another! And they throw the glass on the floor. That's true. That's true, Watcher. Some of them do fold up like a lawn chair getting hit in the face. Yeah. They'll fold up. Damn. Now that's jacked up, Watcher. He says, more like I spilled the drink. That dude even loses his bar fights. Oh, man. Don't tell us that, Watcher. That's just horrible. That's just, oh, man. Well, I'll be tuning in to see how he go out, huh? You know, they had an old saying, send in the clowns, when they want it to be like chaotic and circus-like. Well, he gonna probably go out like a clown. We gotta be sitting there tuned in for that. Dr. Mark says, always a great show. Appreciate you, Dr. Mark. Dang. This is crazy, bro. This is so crazy. Woke is out there. What's good with you, Woke? Good to see you, man. Wow. Now, those fights for Montana Love and Steve Spark, that's going to be on DAZN. That's going to be on DAZN, so you guys could check that out on DAZN. Now, one fight I did a video on, heading into tomorrow night, is the fight that's going to take place for the middleweight championship of the world. This is going to be, what's that, the WBO middleweight champion. It's going to be Zanabek Alim Kanuli, who's going to fight Denzel Bentley. And that's in Las Vegas, the Palms Casino Resort. Now, this fight right here, Zanabek was ducked by Demetrius Andrade. So they're fighting for the title that Andrade, vacated. Zanabek is 12-0. He has 8 KOs. He's 29 years old. He stands 6 foot tall. He's got a 71.7-inch reach. Denzel Bentley, who's from the UK, and I'm sorry I didn't mention that Zanabek is from Kazakhstan. Denzel Bentley is from the UK. He's 17-1 with 1 draw. And he has 14 KOs. He's 27 years old. He stands 5'10". He's got a 72-inch reach. I've watched some tape of Denzel Bentley. I did a video on these two guys earlier in the week, and they're up on the channel. You could check it out. Gave my little breakdown of the fight. But Bentley, I spoke about if he's able to take it and he can get through the early rounds, and early against Zanabek, I would consider that to be the first 4 rounds. If he could get through that without taking too much damage and start implementing his boxing, he'd have a very good chance. But you have to understand that they didn't bring Bentley there to win. So victory is all on Bentley's shoulders. He's going to have to come outside of himself. I said this about Regis Prograis when he fought Josh Taylor for that championship in that tournament. Regis went over there. I said in order to be victorious, he's going to have to come outside of himself and do something that he normally doesn't do. And that's the unforeseen, or as Kurt, my brother, used to like to say, the intangibles. You see, so if Denzel can weather the storm early, impose and implement his boxing ability, because he can box. He got good pop on his punches. But is he tough to take it? And he shouldn't be in there trying to bang with Zanabek. He should be moving, tying the guy up, making him reset. Kind of like when we saw Dimitri Bivol fighting against Gilberto Ramirez. Keep your hands on the guy. Keep his hands off of you. Turn him. Keep him, keep his feet moving, because he's not the most athletic of guys. And that is a recipe for victory for Denzel Bentley. But it's going to be a tough call because they didn't bring him there to win. They brought him there to lose. I'm just being honest with that. So he's going to have to show us some stuff. He's got to do it. I like upsets in boxing. Salute to you, Diana. Have a good night yourself. So, yeah, that's what I think about that fight there, man. Also on that undercard, you got Sinisa Estrada is going to be taking on Jasmine Gala Villarino. And this fight is a return to the ring after almost a year, 11 months for Sinistra Estrada. This is part of a co-main event. And Estrada recently signed a promotional deal with Top Rank. So she's going to be fighting on Top Rank going forward. This is the minimum weight division. So they're like 105 pounds. These ladies are tiny. Oh my goodness. One of my legs probably weigh 105 pounds. But Estrada is a good fighter. She throws good punches. She switches up sometimes from orthodox to southpaw. But on paper, she's recorded as an orthodox fighter. Now, Gala Villarino is from Argentina, if I'm not mistaken. And She's fighting out of the UK, but she's tough. So it's going to be interesting. Villarino's record is only 6-1 with 2 draws. So, there you go. So definitely the person with more experience is Estrada, who's a champion. And of course, this is just a battle to get her feet wet again after being off for so long. But I look forward to it. I look forward to her. I did a video on Seniesa. I talked about her getting back in there. She wants to unify those lighter divisions. And I think she's the kind of fighter that can get something like that done. But she's going to have to get active again. And the thing about Seniesa is she's not the most youthful fighter. Okay? I think Seniesa is late in her years too. I think she's 37 or 38, something like that. So she's going to have to work it out. Let me double check on her age because I don't want to be incorrect. But they label her as super bad. Oh, I'm sorry. She's 30. I said 37, 38 because I'm thinking about those other ladies that I talked about from the UK, Natasha Jonas. But yeah, Seniesa is 30. So my fault for that being incorrect on her age. So she's in her prime. She's 5'2" with a 63-inch reach. Her opponent is 32 and she's 5'1.5". And she is from Argentina, like I said, but she's fighting out of the UK. So there you have it. These women are going to compete and they're going to entertain and we're going to enjoy it. I tell you, if you guys haven't been invested in women's boxing and only looking for the names like Shields versus Marshall or Taylor versus Serrano, there have been a number of women's fights in between that have been hitting, big time. Of course, we had Mayer and Baumgartner. We had what's the lady's name? My goodness, I'm drawing a blank now. Forgive me. Got so much going on in my head. There have been dozens of these quality matches where the women have really stepped up to the plate. Big time. Big time. So look forward to that, man. Look forward to it. There you go, McCaskill and Chantel Cameron. There you go. Thank you for that, Eric R. And McCaskill really embarrassed me, being from Chicago, the way she fought on that card. Oh, my goodness. Yeah. She beat herself, actually, Eric R. It was like the way she fought that night. You would think she wasn't trying to win the fight. I don't know what that was about. But her performance was crappy, bro. Super crap. If Estrada is super bad, McCaskill was super crap on that night. And I talked about it too. Ain't no gonna beat no dead horse, but I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna have some horse burgers after that. Shit, that performance. Yeah, she was winging her shots. She was crossing her feet over and everything. I don't know what got into her, man. Because I've seen her fight before. She hasn't always fought like that. She could fight like that in spurts, right? But she fought the whole fight like that. No jabs or nothing. Then initiated that terrible headbutt that brought that Hassan Rahman Sr. like hematoma on the top of her forehead. Huh? Man. Yeah. I tell you, man, the boxing is something else. We can see a lot of different things take place. All you got to do is just stick around for the bouts to happen. You'll be like, wow, I can't believe I saw that. Yep. Yeah, that's what I said, William. Remember when I did my post fight? I was like, it was like she forgot how to box. Like that was like her first night in the ring or something. Her first professional fight or something. The way she performed. It was tough to look at. It really was. And then to have her as an undisputed champ at welterweight as well, man. I was going to do a video about the fight afterwards too, even though I did the post-fight show. But I was like, I ain't going to talk about this no more, man. This is crazy. So I just disregarded that. I left that alone. Yeah, so we just about at the end of the show here, fellas and ladies. I appreciate everybody that came out to join me this evening, man. You guys have been pretty cool listening to me this evening, talk my talk and everything. I try to keep it light sometimes, not be so heavy on subjects. And then when you got everybody that's talking about the same old things, I try to bring something a little different. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm all about. Don't want to just talk about the same old stuff all the time and the same old personalities. As you see, I talked about some fighters this evening that ain't nobody talking about right now, so, and that's okay too. That's okay too. Yeah, Watch, I appreciate you too, man. You hung in there for the whole show, and you wrote in the chat a lot to let me know that you were there which I'm always glad to see you, man, because you're always sending me great stuff, man. You always Watcher. If you guys don't know Watcher, and he has a channel too, so subscribe to Watcher, man. That brother's always sending great news clips and everything, keeps us up on things, and I really appreciate that, because sometimes he'll get the news before it even breaks over here. You know, got a lot of love and respect for people that are solid like Watcher, man. Just like you dropped that information on Chris Eubank, you know, and that interview he did. I know Drew cooked on that this morning. I'm like, man, either he crazy like a fox or he just freaking crazy. It might be a little of both, because if you act a little loosey-goosey like that, it can always be your excuse, right? But he might be a little smarter than people may make him out to be. Yeah. Thank you, Kwee. And Kwee, while you're there and I got your ear, I just want to say this. I have not forgotten to get back to you on that part 2 for In the Eye of the Storm. It's just that it's been so many fights, you know, on the weekends, on that Saturday, early in the day and stuff. That's why I haven't had a chance to do it In the Eye of the Storm, because Scrapbook Boxing is looking to get back in there too. I couldn't do it with him last week because of the fights. So I haven't forgotten, Kwee. I have not forgotten you. Just know that when things lighten up a little bit over the next month and a half, we can, you know, maybe get things together and get that part 2 going, because I know that there won't be a lot of fights around the holidays, you know, and that may be opportunity there. So, but yeah, I haven't forgotten you guys. I got to get Kwee on that part 2. I got to get G5 on that part 2. I got to get Ashley Corner on that part 2. So, you know, that's 3 shows right there. And I just mentioned Scrapbook. Yeah. So, you know, that In the Eye of the Storm, it's a great show. It's like, do you guys know that when I did the show with Black, that was the most viewed In the Eye of the Storm. So Black got people out there with eyes on him. Because 78 and Blue Blood and all that, Junior the Truth, we've all done shows, but nobody had brought in the views like Black Fight Fan, man. So, you know, salute to Black, the audience that likes to listen to what he's got to say, because they were on that. They were. That's some great stuff, man. You see how it is when you collaborate with the community and you put things together like this? It's like, you know, and that's what that show is all about. And there are going to be some other smaller channels that's going to get that chance to get on In the Eye of the Storm. I still got to get Renee Box Young out there. I got to get Mike Biggs Boxing out there. I got to get, who else was that? There was someone else. OTB. Got to get OTP out there. You know what I'm saying? It's like the one thing that In the Eye of the Storm is all about, just to explain it for those who ain't aware of it, but it's to profile other content creators and what they do and how they got into what they do and everything. This is like, you know, that show is now going on 2 years, 3 years old. And I've had all these different personalities on there. Some brothers and sisters who have, you know, kind of like gone their own way and everything. But I still collaborated with them for that show because they are content creators and they were doing some good things. So it's like, hey, that's what I try to do. I even had Fred on there, Barbershop Conversations, man. And, you know, but that's what it's all about. We had Watcher on there. Yeah. And then I got another show that I do with one of the UK brothers, the Kingdom and States, with Laws D and I. Kingdom and States with Laws D and I. We do that show. And Laws D is really a cool guy. It's like, you know, love to have him on. But before I get out of here, let me do a little advertising here. You know, you guys have to know that when I do these shows, I still like to show that support for the community. And this is no different. What we got? There we go. See, I have stuff queued up. I just have to find it because I have so much information in my queue. So much information in there. Let's see here. This is my man. Got to get my man's commercial in here before we get up out of here.
Get ready to take your striking game to the next level with the Focus Ball. Dramatically improved footwork, timing, head movement, hand-eye coordination, reflex, and overall fight IQ. It's lightweight and extremely portable, so you can train every time, everywhere. When you don't have a coach to do mitt work, get a Focus Ball. When you don't have a heavy bag to hit, get a Focus Ball. When you don't have a sparring partner, get yourself a Focus Ball. And when you just want to have fun punching and kicking, get a Focus Ball. When you train with the Focus Ball, you train your eyes and your brain to read punches so that you can hit and not get hit, making this very simple device a must-have for all combat sports athletes and enthusiasts alike. So if you want to take your striking game to the next level, don't wait. Get the Focus Ball now.
That's our brother Healer, the teacher with the Focus Ball. See, that's what I try to do. I try to show that support and everything for the brothers and sisters out here doing their thing. That's what it's all about, man. That's what it's all about. But yeah, if you guys didn't catch my my video I did earlier today, I dropped a video, my little first Stormybman reacts. It's like when you go to the movies and see something and did a reaction video to Black Panther Wakanda Forever. So that's out there on the channel, so you guys should check that out if you haven't seen it yet. It's a pretty nice little short video giving my thoughts on the film, fresh out of the theater, checking it out, you know what I mean? So that's the kind of stuff I'm doing too, just, you know, helping to expand what we're doing over here. So just know that that's what it's all about here, man. But we're going to get on up out of here. You guys enjoy the rest of your evening. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Enjoy the fights tomorrow. If you're going to watch any of them, all of them, whatever, I will try to do a post-fight after the fights. But shout out to the mighty LDBC. Appreciate everybody out there. Everybody, please stay safe. And we'll catch you guys on the next one.